Why does a boy who hasn't even turned professional yet already cost millions? When spoken out loud, the question sounds simple, almost innocent, almost harmless. But it isn't. It carries weight. It carries fear. It carries urgency. Because every time Brazilian football hears this question, something awakens deep inside its collective memory. Something painful, something unresolved, something that echoes through generations. A feeling of déjà vu, a familiar wound reopening. Are we about to lose another one? Are we about to watch another talent explode far from home? Will Brazilian football once again be just a supplier and not the protagonist of its own story? In South America, football is never just football. It is identity, it is social mobility, it is pride, it is resistance, it is survival. Entire communities are built around the dream that one boy with a ball can change the fate of a family, a neighborhood, sometimes an entire city. And when a young player starts being valued in the millions before even signing a professional contract, something inside that dream cracks. Because the market does not wait. Europe does not wait. And rare talent never knocks twice. While many fans are still trying to understand who Dell is, the most powerful football institutions in the world already know exactly what he can become. And when they know, everything changes. Scouts move quietly. Reports circulate internally. Phone calls are made behind closed doors. Numbers are calculated. Risks are assessed. And suddenly, a boy who hasn't debuted yet becomes an asset. A future. A projection. Far from the spotlight. Far from social media narratives. Far from viral highlights and influencer hype. In the harsh, unforgiving environment of the Brazilian Sertão, a type of striker was born, one that Brazil no longer produces regularly. Not a flashy dribbler. Not a chaos-driven improviser. Not a player who needs to touch the ball constantly to feel relevant. But a striker who understands the adult game before becoming an adult. And that is why he received a nickname that feels far too heavy for his age. The Haaland of the Sertão. But here is the truth many are not ready to accept. That nickname wasn't born from appearance. It wasn't born from marketing. It wasn't born from fantasy. It was born from profile, from behavior, from decisions, from instincts that cannot be manufactured. Before we go any further, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Here, we don't sell empty hype. We don't chase viral noise. We explain why some players are worth millions long before the world discovers them. Now, let's enter this story. The Brazilian Sertão has always produced talent. Creative wingers, street footballers, players shaped by improvisation, by imagination, by survival football. The kind of players who grow up dribbling on dirt fields, learning to escape pressure with flair, creativity, and instinct. But not this. Not strikers who are big, calm, lethal, emotionally cold in front of goal. That profile traditionally comes from Europe, from controlled academies, from tactical schools, from structured environments where players are molded with discipline, repetition, and system-based thinking. Dell comes from the opposite world, from hard fields where the ball bounces unpredictably, from a sun that punishes your body before halftime, from mistakes that cost you your place immediately, from football that doesn't forgive weakness. In the Sertão, you don't learn slowly. You adapt or you disappear. Even as a child, Dell didn't play to impress. He didn't dribble for applause. He didn't seek highlights. He didn't demand the ball constantly. He played to resolve problems. He attacked space before defenders reacted. He anticipated movement before it happened. He chose corners before goalkeepers committed. His finishes were balanced, controlled, cold. No excess emotion, no desperation. That cannot be taught. There is no manual for that. No tutorial, no shortcut. That is instinct. That is game intelligence at a level far beyond age. While most young players want the ball at their feet to be seen, Dell understands something much rarer. Timing. Knowing when to move. Knowing when to wait. Knowing when silence is more powerful than noise. In modern football, timing is everything. When Dell arrived at Bahia at just 13 years old, he didn't arrive as a phenomenon. No viral clips. No headlines. No inflated expectations from the public. He arrived quietly, as raw material, tall for his age, physically imposing, but not clumsy, coordinated, technically clean, mentally calm. The internal reports didn't describe a future star. They described scarcity, a striker profile that doesn't appear often, a player who doesn't need 10 chances, doesn't demand protagonism, doesn't disappear when the ball isn't coming. He waits. He reads. And when the ball arrives, he decides. Bahia understood immediately. This wasn't standard youth development. This wasn't about producing content for highlights. This was about asset management. So they changed the approach. They didn't rush him. They didn't expose him. They didn't burn steps. They protected him. They refined his movement. They strengthened his body. They worked on decision-making, not showmanship. They built a structure around him. Because when a club recognizes something rare early, it stops treating a player as just another prospect. It treats him as a long-term investment. When the number leaked, disbelief followed. 600 million reais. For a teenager. To casual fans, it sounded insane. To social media, it sounded absurd. But to the market, it sounded logical. This wasn't marketing. This wasn't bravado. This was a message. A warning. We are not desperate. We are not selling cheap. If you want him, it will hurt. Modern football doesn't buy just talent. It buys projection, mental profile, scarcity, and complete strikers are disappearing. Wingers are everywhere. Creators are abundant. But finishers who combine body, mind, and instinct? Rare. And rarity inflates value long before confirmation. The clause wasn't about selling tomorrow. It was about controlling time. And in football, time is power. Dell is not Haaland. No serious analyst says that. But comparisons don't exist because of names. They exist because of patterns. He doesn't run for aesthetics. He doesn't waste energy. He doesn't chase the ball aimlessly. He attacks with purpose. Functional. Efficient. Deadly. Haaland dominates world football because he combines three rare traits. Power. Explosion. A killer mentality inside the box. Dell, adjusted for age and context, shows the same blueprint. And football pays fortunes for blueprints like that. Because beauty doesn't win titles. Decisions do. Romantic football is fading. Today, efficiency rules. You either decide, or you disappear. And Dell decides. He converts half chances. Appears under pressure. Doesn't hide. That scares people. Because it accelerates the future. Before signing a professional contract, Dell already carries national expectations, European eyes, unfair comparisons. Every match is an exam. Every mistake is magnified. And still, he doesn't shrink. That separates talent from professionals. In Qatar, Dell won't just play football. He'll be analyzed, movement by movement, decision by decision. That's where values explode. That's where markets lose control. The question is not whether Dell will be worth millions. He already is. The real question is, when will the world accept the inevitable? And when it does, it may be too late. Football always gives signs. It whispers before it screams. And when a striker is worth millions before debuting, someone has already seen the future. And almost always, those who didn't listen in time end up telling the story later. If you believe South American football can still produce complete strikers, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video. Here we don't talk about hype. We talk about what comes before the world discovers it.